Hi folks, today I have a special treat. I'm going to show the latest game in Gitch's games. It's kind of a play on a game called White Earp. It's a rummy game, but it has a hockey theme. And the way you play, you're going to deal 10 cards to each player. So one would get 10 and somebody else would get 10, and then you get a hand. What you're looking to do is to play melds, just like a game of rummy. And your melds can be different things. With the hockey thing, the melds could be all right wingers, such as Mitch Marner, Sam Reinhart, Cole Caulfield, Caden Gooley shouldn't be there. So if you want to play a meld of right wingers, you can. You put it down, and when somebody plays all their 10 cards and goes out with a discard, you count up your points. And the points are at the bottom of the card. So Marner's worth 3, Reinhardt's worth 3, Cole Caulfield's worth 2. So if that would be worth 8. You could also play a meld of Detroit Red Wings. You could play a hockey team. So it could be a position, or it could be a team, or it could even be a jersey number. So in this case, 21, 35, 23, 53. You'd have to find 3 jerseys that all have the same number. Now that's a little bit more difficult, but you could play this meld here. We have 3 Detroit Red Wings. And the fourth meld that you can make besides positions, teams, and jersey numbers is All-Stars. So in the deck, you have All-Star players that have stars on them, and you could play a meld of those ones, and you'd have 9 points for this particular one. But there's also different cards in the deck. So if I played a meld like this and a meld like this when I was playing to try and get out after I'm dealt my 10 cards, there's also special cards that could be played. For an example, you could play a goon. So if this was my opponent's meld of the Red Wings, actually I'd probably play it on here because I could see they're worth 9 points. Bedard's worth 3, Jason Robertson's 3, and Barkov is 3. That'd be 9. This is only 4. I could play a goon on their meld, and that would prevent them from getting points. The only way to break that meld is to play another goon on top of that. So if I had a card that was a goon, I could play my goon, and these 2 guys would then go to the penalty box, and my meld gets freed up. Another thing I could do if I was playing, again, if this is my opponent, I could play a referee card. So a referee card, you put your opponent in the penalty box to 9 points. Or if I want, I could also use this card to go through the discard pile. So if I didn't want to play it on top of an opponent's meld, it has another purpose. But if I wanted to play it to cancel out his points, I could play a referee. And right now, if the game was to end and someone was to finish their 10 cards and discard, they'd only get points on these, and the referee would prevent it. If this was played on my card, one way to get rid of it is to play a Road Warrior card or a Home Ice Advantage card. Take away a referee, or look through the top 5 cards and take one. So again, this card has 2 purposes. One is to take away a referee, put it in the penalty box, and I get my meld points back. Or if I want, I could go through the top 5 cards of the deck, pick out the one I want. Maybe I wanted Brad Marchand, keep it, and then I could reorder the cards any way I want. Maybe I put a 1 and a 1 because I know my opponent is going to draw 2, and I put these next and put it down. So there's a big advantage to that card. Some other cards you could play. You could play trade or waivers, where you request a card from an opponent. So if I'm playing this card, and you notice all these cards have lightning symbols, Tampa Bay lightning symbols. You can only play one of these a turn. So you can only play it once. So maybe on my turn, I want to request a New York Ranger, or request an All-Star, or request a Detroit Red Wing. And my opponent would have to play me one. Some other cards that are in there is the Crazy Fan. You'd force a player to lose a turn. So if I was to play this, my opponent would have to lose a turn. I would discard to finish my turn, and then I get to go again. And you go by drawing 2 cards and playing, or if I wanted, I could draw the top card on the deck. So when it is your turn, you either grab the top 2 cards or the card that's discarded on top. One other card you can play is make some noise. So if this was a meld of my opponent, I could play a lightning card, such as make some noise, and I could take one of his cards. So maybe I would take a bark off, and I put that into my meld, into my point section. So that's what this game is called. It is called Hat Trick Hockey. It is basically a game of Rummy with a bunch of different twists and turns. I played with my wife. It was a lot of fun. I actually subbed the other day and brought it into a grade 5 class and had 2 grade 5 kids who had finished their work come to the back table, and they played, and they seemed to really enjoy it. It was kind of encouraging because when they're finished, we went on to the next subject, and they were, no, they wanted to keep playing. They thought it was a lot of fun. But anyway, I'm probably going to play with my granddaughter, and we'll have a game in action. But I just wanted to show everybody, this is called Hat Trick Hockey. It's a Rummy game.